Tardis. It's interesting when you start researching it because the whole concept of Doctor Who was the idea about teaching kids about the world around them and science and exploring things. So we started working on that because it could work into our ideas of open source technology, and the idea of the TARDIS is that we travel around communities and we can do different parts of the TARDIS, and we can talk about technology, engineering, working with your hands, with wood, and as a way of understanding how these different elements relate to each other, the sort of critical connections. And through exploring the TARDIS idea and the idea about technology and the future and the past, we can start looking at ways that people can understand the other issues that's going on around them. And we're into using the stuff that's available to us, the Community Empowerment Act and anything else, where we can poke at things. This can get a bit confusing when people are entering these ideas for different places and different levels of interest. So we had to start thinking about like vehicles that would be useful and how we could get people involved. And this is why the Tardis Project came up. It gives us the opportunity to work with young people and try and create that kind of inter-age situation where we're all kind of working on the same things, because there's a lot of knowledge about the knowledge of young people and their struggles through the renting system and different things just now. And then the older generation, they've got a lot of knowledge about the commons and the common good. So the idea would be a kind of mentoring process as well, and encouraging people, professionals or tradespeople, to pass on some of these skills. That's when we come up with the idea. We were speaking to Freewheel North and we thought, what about one of the containers, if we cleared some of the bikes out, tidied it up a bit, organised the equipment in it and used part of the container to do a TARDIS project. It's just a brilliant place. There's lots of kids, parents, people walking past the whole time, so it's a great place about how you can engage people with other kind of ideas. We'll do radical history on bike rides, take people out and show them the different places where different ideas worked, where campaigns worked. Go to the south side, we can see the site where Galgale set up camp when they were fighting the M77 extension. And then there's Go Ape, there's the forest in Pollock Park where the Go Ape campaign was fought to keep business out of the park basically. And there's lots of groups we can visit along the way and look at a lot of the different places where different activities have happened over the years, with the idea of creating alternatives. I'll add to the idea about how we can create the container and get it running, and it's off grid. A lot it's to do with getting people out and into the community and involved in the commons. And we've got ideas where we could do projections and screenings, films and different things. And we've got the Friends of the Park who are involved at the moment with the winter gardens, which have been closed. How do we get the winter gardens open again? But not just protesting about it, but thinking about a compelling story for the winter gardens, what we could do in it. How we could use the space as well as just being a nice space to sit about in the palms and relax and meditate. It's near the river. We could go out in boats and look at the flora and the fauna and doing water testing and actually involved in the river and what we're doing. And I was speaking to somebody recently about doing some archaeology, and getting people to think about the idea, when you're in the park, it's what's happening in the surface, but it's also about what's under the surface. There's lots of clues about our heritage and the environment and the ecosystem. What do we put in our parks rather than putting big bandstands and charging people £80 a ticket to see some band and shutting the park off for 3 weeks or whatever? We could be putting these things in the park to attract people in, and which is going to help to defend the commons and understand why it's there in the first place. A lot of the time politicians and councillors don't really have any ideas, and basically you have to come up with a compelling story that people will buy into, projecting these ideas that are useful to people rather than just anything business says goes. So we've got the container there, we've got tools in it, we're going to start building the Tardis. What we're looking for is groups and people who are interested. We can help with projects, we can help people to get started, and we can talk about the legalisation of things and the Community Empowerment Act, the common good, and how people can start getting involved in their community, or if they need any help or any information. Which opens up another idea about what we're interested in is access, and how people can access the things that are there and available to them. And what we're doing is, on a Sunday, we're going to have a kind of open house on a Sunday where people can come along and have a chat, see what we're doing, see if there might be something they're interested in, and but even just to come for a cup of tea and say hello.